People who talk too much are usually the first ones to leave. Hello guys, Andre here once again with the Wings Mobile Detailing Business Roundup. Detailing Business Roundup series. We come to you every week. I come to you every Thursday, guys. So we have this new series, as you guys may know. We're still up on our YouTube channel with our detailing videos, tutorial how to detail cars. But if you are a detailing business owner, if you own a detailing business and you don't follow this channel, I don't know what you're doing. You gotta follow this channel. Make sure to subscribe, because every Thursday I come to you with tips and tricks on how to grow and expand your detailing business. These are things that I learned throughout the process with headaches, going through a lot of struggle, and I'm literally just giving out to you. Obviously, there's some things which we can't cover in just one series. So if you guys subscribe, you can continue to get and grow as we go on the series. So today we're talking about employees. Guys, if you're looking to hire, you want to know when's the best time to hire employees. What do you do? What's the interview process? How do you interview them? That's very important, because you're cutting that time short of interviewing, hiring and training. You're going to grow your business much faster. If it takes too long for you to go through this process, by the time you're going to hire next one, your first one is already leaving the company, right? So, and then you're in the cycle that never growing the company. So this is why it's important to know this. And it's also important to get knowledge, right? To get knowledge and know, because obviously, how do you find employees? You can start through your power base, right? Through your friends. But some people don't have no friends. Some people don't have friends, and what are you going to tell those people? A business person is not supposed to all have friends and go through their friends always. So we're going to cover that. When is the best time to find employees? Now, what I say is, I told you my story before on the previous roundup, so I'm not going to repeat, because you guys were supposed to watch them, and I'm sure you did. So what I do cover on the last one is this story of when I started to hire the second employee, when I started to hire the first employee, and when is the best time. You want to think, what's your goal for the business? Are you want to be a self-employed to start having a helper? The moment, if you're thinking of only having a helper, not growing and buying multiple vans and growing your vans, that's also fine. But when is the right time for you to start looking for them? I mean, if you want to get a helper for yourself, when you start seeing that you're getting super busy and you can't handle it, right? You can't handle the appointments. And so you start a helper, you hire a helper. To find one people, it might be easier. You probably can go through your friends or power base to find one people. It's easier because you are not looking to find a bunch. And you hire that. Now, the right time, if you're looking to expand your business and grow into multiple employees, I would say the right time is when you have, obviously, you're also busy, but before you actually get super busy, you start training that person. If your goal is to actually purchase another detailing van to go out, and then transfer this employee that you're training to the other van. So I would want to suggest that you start hiring before you get super busy. If you see that your company is starting to grow, usually that may happen around March, April, June, July, August, and you're seeing that your business is getting busy and cramped, and by the time you cannot handle it, you start hiring before you get super busy. Look for people, hire, train them, because you don't want to have 4 or 5 cars a day to start looking for people, because by that time you're way too busy and you won't even have time to train them, give them the time. Now, how to train employees, where to find them? We go to Indeed. I go to Indeed to find employees, man. You go to Indeed, you'll make an ad there. You make an ad for a car wash. We covered that in previous, but today I'm going to go on board and cover how to you interview them, right? Because we go through Indeed, you make the ad. Right there, you put the description of the job, and there are ways to do that and grow your team. That's what we're talking about, to grow your team, guys. You guys gotta, you guys gotta find people also. You can put a category that you're looking for people looking for car wash instead of detailing only, because if you put detailing, you might get less people apply because they were gonna think automatically that they need experience if you need detailers, and so less people is gonna apply, and also more people with saying that they have years of experience that are gonna apply, and they're gonna expect a higher pay, right? If you put as a car wash, you're looking for car wash people in the category, then people with no experience will apply, and that's fine. If you're looking to train them, that's fine. So it's fine for you to get less experienced people if you're gonna train them anyways, and you get a much bigger application numbers coming through. Secondly is the pay, because you're gonna be training them, you can leverage that as well. You put that on Indeed, the description. It's important to know, because nowadays, guys, it's tough. A lot. Don't settle for average people. Don't settle for average, because nowadays it's so easy to find a bunch of people also, and employees. But we're gonna do a next roundup to talk about employees. It's so easy to find those type of employees who all they want to do is they want to put their own expectations. You know, I expect this from this job. You're the company owner. You know what you want for your company. You know, don't settle for those people, because there are plenty of companies who hire these people, the average people. Don't hire those average. Don't hire people who come up late on a job interview, you know, on a phone call interview, whatever it may be, on the first day. If these people come out late on the first day, guys, this is the culture of your company. Don't allow that to happen. And you may think, oh, but I need it bad, you know, I need it bad. You can find great people out there. It takes more time, but at the end of the day, you're not. Especially if that's your first person. You don't want to start off a first person, first representation of your company. Maybe you want to hire someone to be a trainer, to train other people. Imagine you hire somebody who is just slack off, who answers the phone, yo, what's up? Don't go through those people. Don't settle for average, because nowadays the world is filled with average people who think they are entitled to stuff, you know. And you can be the one to decide, do I want those people, or do I want the people who is strict on their timing, they value the job, you know, because the marketplace out there and other things. And you may think, oh, but for me to find those people, it's hard to find it in this industry of detailing. No, it's not. You know, or you may think that you have to really pay higher than everybody else is paying. No, it's not. If you build a company culture, compare McDonald's versus Chick-fil-A. You go to Chick-fil-A, if the employees don't say my pleasure after you say thank you, they are fired. You know, McDonald's, you got people at McDonald's who, you know, you can say they're, you know how it is, you know how it works. So how to hire? So let's see. How to go through the interview process here. We got the different, what to cover. I'm gonna go through all this, guys. But when you go through Indeed, and for you to know how to do the job description on Indeed and everything, I mean, guys, I'm gonna cover as much as I can on this small amount of time, because I can't do a super huge video here, because then you guys are gonna stop watching and YouTube's gonna drop me down. That would suck. So I'm gonna be wasting my time. So I'll cover how to interview people and on finding employees through Indeed and all that stuff, job description, how you do that. I already give you an insight on categorizing it. But you can create there, apply. You're gonna get applications. If you pay Indeed, especially, you're gonna get a lot more. Let's say you can get like 60 or 70 applicants in a matter of a week. It is that easy. It's not hard. Now, out of those, you know, like I said on the previous one, I'm not going to repeat myself. Out of those 60 applicants, maybe 5 will be good. If 5 of those are good, you're lucky, right? It's not easy, because you're going to call them and get a lot of the first ring. You call them, obviously, you know, you find the applicants, you go through the applicants that you like, and then it's time for the interview, for you to call them or schedule an interview. Hey, can I call you later? Just by their first 5 words, and the more you do this, the more you're gonna catch on the ones that are gonna work or not. Just from the first 5 words, they may say, "Yo, what's up?" You know, if they know you're expecting a call from a job that they just applied, first of all, if they don't answer the phone, that's not a good sign. You want to get good people. Don't settle for average. If they don't answer the phone, that's not, oh, but I'm being too strict. No, this is my company. This is my baby, man. I'm not being too strict. If somebody applied for a job and they don't answer the phone an hour or two, or the same day off that you call after they apply, they don't answer, they don't call you back. They apply for a job, but they don't want it bad. They don't want it. Because they should be expecting a call. They should answer the phone, at least for the first day, but should always answer your phone. So, and if they answer, they start off with a yo, what's up, and barely you can hear them, you can give them a chance. Hey, I can barely hear you. Can you speak up? Then, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Don't waste your time. Don't explain yourself. You're looking for great people. So if they say yo and it doesn't work for you, you can be like, oh, thank you for your time. We're going to call back to schedule an interview with you. I just want to make sure you apply for the right place. Thank you. You don't have to go against them or anything. Just hang up the call. Go to the next one right away. Go to the next one on the list. If you find a good one, you also want to know that you want to tame that guy. You also don't want to be too like that. You don't want to be bossy at the same time. So there's a level, because there are a lot of employers out there who think they own the employees. No, you're building a team. You want to make sure you find somebody who's not yo, what's up, type of people. You filter them out. But once you find those good ones, those responsible people, you want to sell yourself. You want to sell yourself because you want to tame them, because they're going to be part of your team. They're going to be the guys who's going to help you grow your company together. And so you want to put the person at ease. So right here, we're going to have to, what am I doing here? We're going to have to put the person at ease and explain to them, hey, I'm calling you. This is, Andre with Wings Mobile Detailing. If you're a franchise, it's much easier, because we're going to give you, if you're franchised with us, we're going to give you the documentations, what you give to the employees, employee guidelines, with all the rules your employees would have to follow for your company. Everything's built up already for your employees. You don't have to go through all of that. How is this going to help you? You're not going to have employees arriving late, because there are policies there on our guidelines that our franchise gives you. If you franchise with Wings Mobile Detailing, there are guidelines there that states if they're late for a certain amount of days, they can even lose their job. So you're going to have less employee turnovers, less employee arriving late, less employee just calling you, be like, I'm sick. And then you have to debate with them and argue with them. I needed you today, last minute. You're going to have less of that, because it's all going to be on the policy that you receive. And that sucks. I'm sure you guys go through that a lot. Put the person at ease. Be like, hey, I'm calling you. I'm going to ask you some questions. And I'm going to answer any of your questions you may have. I'm sure you have questions, but I'm going to answer questions of yours and give you a overview of how your day-to-day is working for us. Put them at ease, and if they have any questions, they may ask. Do the best to answer them, and tell you how the job is like. So number 2 here, you want to explain to them, hey, how it's like on the day-to-day. Be honest. Be like, we start off the day at this time, and you require the time. It's not them to pick up the times. If you want full-time employees, look for them. If they can't be a full-time employee, it might be complicated for you. Might as well just look for another person. Also, you don't want to filter out too much. So what the job is like, you come out, meet us in the van. The van is super well organized, that you're going to be working from our mobile detailing van. And we go to the client's house. The job is we go through different places every day. The job is awesome. We're detailing, making the car look beautiful. At the client's house, we arrive there, we greet them by name. So we have to, that's why we have to really follow. We're looking for people who excel in customer service. Above all, it's okay if you don't have experience, but that's what we're looking for people with customer service experience, because we're greeting the client, we're growing a brand. Be honest with them, and that way you're going to put them at ease, and you're going to know what you're expecting from them. So here now explain about the company goals, the goals of your company. But at the first call, the reason I mean this is because you'd be like, Andre, they really don't care about the goals. They just want to make money and ask, and see how much you're gonna get paid if they want to work or not. It's not time to talk about goals of the company. The reason I put this here is because you want to set the expectations first. You're gonna set so they know throughout the interview process, the questions that you were asking, they're fighting for something. You don't want to start by saying, hey, can you work this time for me? And they say, yeah, I'm gonna check my calendar to see if I can work. You gotta be professional, because if you put them, you gotta be in control. So, hey, we're growing the company. At the same time as you say this, at the same time as you say the company goes to your employees, to your leads, future employees perhaps, you want to kind of tell them in a way how it's going to benefit them as well, right? Because you're trying to attain that employee. So, hey, we're looking to grow into another van. So we have one van you're going to be going on a ride along with us first. We're going to train you, but we're looking to grow, having you in another van, and in the future become a trainer. And with that, there's salary increase because we're growing. We're looking for trainers. So if you get if you get in the company soon and early, you'll be benefited by that. So we're looking for trainers, and then future supervisors. If you get a team of multiple vans, you're going to need supervisors for them to see the material on each van. So you can already set that expectations. You don't want to say, hey, I'm going to start paying you a month from now, increase your salary, and then 2 months increase it again. Don't promise things that it's not set, that you're not going to do. And always gives them a time frame. So as you give them a company goals in that way, you're telling them that the pay frequency as well, but you're asking them questions already. So how did you find us, for example, right? This can be your first question. This is what you're going to cover throughout this. But the first thing, this is literally the first thing, the second, and then you start with the questions here. How did you find us, right? Hey, we look through your application. We go through. If you don't mind me asking, how did you come across our company? They came through Indeed, right? You know that. Then why are you asking? Because you want to show them that you get applicants from other places as well. Hey, did you find us through Instagram, looking online? Was that a reference? Somebody, and they're like, no, I found it through Indeed and I signed the application. And then you ask after this through Indeed. So, and then you ask, were you looking specifically for a job in detailing, or it popped up on your screen, you just decided to apply? And you may think that if this guy really wants the job, they at least are gonna say, they're gonna already have researched your company, already have that. But some people may even say, no, I was looking for anything that will show up, not even detailing, anything that will show up, right? Looking for anything that will show up. You see, you gotta watch those signs. But if you're looking for any job and every job, then throughout these questions, you want to make sure that they want the job. They're not there, that they're not have the tendency, the history of going to one job and then the other and then the other. If you hear somebody say, no, I was specifically looking for detailing, or if you hear somebody say, no, I looked through your company, I want to work for your company, then that's a point. That's definitely a big point right here. But if they say, no, I was looking for any job, I find yours, you can continue, right? You're not filtering out that easy, because they may turn out to be a great employee. A quick tip also here, the more the employee talk, the more there is of a talk and less action. We're going to go through that later, but you want to be careful with those people who only talk, positively. Hey, I saw your company, I want to grow, we're going to grow together, I'm going to stay with you forever. I got a multitude of employees like that before, and they're the first one to leave. People who talk too much are usually the first ones to leave. People who are soft-spoken, are quiet, they're responsible. They're not the yo type, but by soft-spoken and quiet, I mean people who are like, answer your questions. Maybe they don't have too much to add, too much excitement to add. But believe it or not, these people are the ones who I found to stay the longer in my company, and the people who actually are more responsible get there on time don't give any excuses, because you know, guys, how much excuse makers are terrible for your company. You don't want to have those. You don't want to have excuse makers. That's why you asked these questions right here, because through this question you're gonna know if they're an excuse maker or not. You don't know why. I'm gonna explain to you why. What do you know about this job? You know, you're not say, hey, you're already looking for detailing. What are your expectations when you apply this job to be? And they may say, you know, I wanna, you know, I was expecting to be sitting at home working, doing, you know, sitting down. You know, so you may get some people who have no idea what they're applying for, but those hopefully already filter out before. And they might explain to you how they set the expectations, and then you can correct them if there's anything wrong. It's like, hey, exactly. You know, they may say, hey, I understand the job. I go get in the van, go to each client, and then you can add to that. If you're liking this guy, you can add to that. Yeah, man, we set an event, and the work is very nice, because once you're working by yourself, you can even, if your company allows, obviously, listen to music on your own time. It's very remote. Change places here and there. So they already set the expectations for the job. What's your current job, for example? You just want to ask what they do. And one of the questions that you can ask them as well on what's your current job is, first of all, what was the experience that they have with their current or past employer? Why did you leave? Why did you leave your last or current job? That would be the last job. Hey, do you have a current job? They would tell you. And tell me the reason why you left your last job. That's a great question, because you guys are going to find if they're going to talk shit about their current manager, their past manager, and you're going to give the reason why, which is very important. And on your And on this question as well, you're gonna know if they have to give the 2 weeks, if they're leaving, or if they're good to go. They're gonna tell you, hey, I'm good to go to start tomorrow. That's another question you can ask. Hey, when are you good to start? Can you start right away, or are you looking for a job 2-3 weeks from now? It's an important question on here, or you can ask this question even beforehand for you to really qualify and disqualify the person as soon as the sooner on the call if you need to know. And on this job, have you ever held any team lead position? If you're liking this guy, you want to convince them that we're here. So you want to convince them that, you know, this job is for him, right? And that's why you ask, have you held any team lead position? And they may say, yeah, I train a team of 2. I trained before. And it's not only by what they answer for these questions that you are gonna know if they're great or not. It's the way they answer it, right? You can hear if they're professional or not by the way they answer. So it's tough to be like, is this guy a hire or not because he answered these questions right? No, it's the way they answer. But I'm telling you guys the reason you were asking each question. Because here, did you hold any team lead position or supervising position or training? And they may say yes or no, and you would say that because the reason I'm asking this question, you can tell them, because we're, as I told you, you know, we're looking to grow the company, and want to train you at first and make you become a trainer for us, and you want to see your experience on that. So, and then they may answer the question, oh yeah, but I can learn fast in that. So by you telling them that, it's kind of you giving them the interest into your business. And it's okay if they haven't held any supervising position, because you're gonna train them on that anyways. The last time that you were late for something, the last time that you were late overall. So you wanna ask, hey man, a quick question, what was the last time, if there was probably any, I've been late before myself, but what was the last time, you remember the time that you were late, the last time? They may say, well, I'm never late or whatever. And they may say, oh, the last time, probably if you ask when was the last time, you're gonna force them to answer. And they're gonna think, oh, the last time was at a job, going to the job, I was late for arriving, it was supposed to be at 9 a.m., I arrived at 10, and they're gonna tell you why. It doesn't matter when the last time was, it matters the why, but you ask the when, and they're gonna tell you the why. Oh, because I was late because of traffic, I was late because my boss told me that I was supposed to be here at a different time and he told me wrong. You see what you're getting here? You're getting if you're an excuse maker or not. If they say I was late because, that doesn't happen. That really doesn't happen. I know I was late, but that usually doesn't happen. Or, kind of like taking the fault of it, being late, and not blaming on traffic and all the other stuff that everybody's doing it nowadays, but you're not accepting that in your company. You're going to know by this question if they're an excuse maker. Lastly, after you're going through all of this, put them at easy. While you're asking them this question, guys, you're going back and forth. You're going back and forth because if you just ask, it's going to be a tiring interview. So you want to go back and forth of, like I said, hey, what's your current job? Did you have any team position? Because we're hiring for this. And you can say about the expectations. As you ask for their expectations, what they know, not their expectations, but what they know, what to expect for this job, you can already tell them yours. For this job, we look for, you're going to go through the guidelines and read through the guidelines. If you guys have any guidelines, and see the policy and everything, but you can explain it to them, hey, we expect you to not do a great job and arrive on time, but really tell them that, hey, we're looking for customer service oriented people who arrive there at the client, so it's very remote. We go to each client's house. You're not staying in one place every time, so it's awesome to be working out there. You greet the clients by name. That's our expectations, right? We greet them by names. You have the uniform to wear, and the pay frequency as well as whatever your pay frequency is. If it's once a week or twice a month, have you worked outdoors? This is an important question for the reason that I've lost employees before who couldn't handle the heat or the cold. So you want to know, hey, have you ever worked outdoors and on your previous job? Just by you asking that, they're going to answer. Let them answer it, because they're going to be the type of people, by the time you're here, they're going to be the type of people who, whatever question you ask, they're going to not just say yes or no, right? They're going to answer you. And you can tell them the next step. If they pass everything, you had a good conversation with them around this question right here. So at the very end, you want to ask them, hey, what do you think about the job, about everything that we went through your inspection? Do you have any questions that I can answer for you, any concerns? And then you want to set up a day to do a ride-along, because we don't do a more in-person interview, right? Not because of this COVID bullshit. We don't do a in-person interview because we skip directly to the ride-along. Because if you start doing in-person interview, it's going to waste a lot of time to schedule a meeting, to go meet them somewhere. Half of them are not even going to show up to the interview that you schedule, and you're going to waste a lot of time. So really, the more you do the phone interview, that's enough. But the best thing is the ride-along day, because the ride-along, and you tell them, hey, from now on, we can just schedule ride-along for you. Would Thursday or Friday work for you, depending on your guys' calendar there? But we can schedule ride-along for you, Thursday or Friday. And the way it works, you meet us here. That's the best way to have them meet you. But if you decide you can pick them up, say, hey, we'll pick you up this day at 9 a.m. Make sure to bring water for you to drink, and if you want to bring a sandwich as well. We're gonna go do a 1 or 2, whatever cars that day we're gonna do. I'm gonna explain to you, but this ride along, and you tell them that this ride along is mainly for you to see how the job is also, but for us to see if the best way for us to see if you're good or not is on the actual work day. So this is gonna be kind of like a first day ride along training, and we're gonna see if you're hired or not at that day. when you come with us this first day. If you're hired, obviously this is paid because they're working, right? They're working with you, so you got to pay them. And this is paid, and then it's going to come on your next payroll, whatever it may be. So a very important thing when you're scheduling this interview is you're not collecting their social right now. You're not giving them the guidelines because they're not hired yet. It's a first in-person interview. And if they already pass everything, you still may have a chance that they don't show up and you lost that person. So that's why first you have to go through this interview a bunch of people. Don't depend on one, because it's 50-50 if they're going to show up or not. They have time to think, right? The earlier you do, the better. But they have time to think. A tip that I found that you guys can use to kind of secure them is ask them to see if they're going to show up or not. Because if you schedule them for later, for let's say for Monday, the ride along, and then it's going to be Saturday or Sunday, you're going to be like, are they going to show up or not? You know, and then Monday comes, they don't show up. Or they cancel out on Sunday night. So you ask them, hey, to confirm, I need a picture of your ID. You know, to make sure that when they're scheduling with you for Monday, for example, they say, yeah, we can do the first ride along on Monday. That works. You're actually not shooting in the dark, because a lot of people do that. And if you ask for their ID, sending a picture of their ID to you, it's kind of like a confirmation. Okay, here it goes. This company is serious. You also asked afterwards, you can tell them, hey, are you okay with doing background check to make sure? Because that way you want to portray to them that your company is serious, you know. But the background check comes after, obviously. But you do ask for their ID to have on file. Maybe not to have on file, but for you also to have their name and everything, their address. But also to kind of receive a confirmation. Okay, this guy's actually serious about it. This is it, guys. This is the interview. It's a little bit long of a business roundup, detailing business roundup every Thursday. So check it out, subscribe. If you guys do want to get into franchise, come with the clients, the guidelines for your employees training videos when you hire them. You need that, guys. That's gonna be super helpful for you. It's a small investment for a franchise, but it's still gonna bring you the money, the clients, and all the extra stuff that comes with it as well. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.